Hi viewers, this is Ashok, lecturer in economics. Today in this video I am going to explain the marginal rate of substitution which causes the downward slope of indifference curve. In the last video we discussed the indifference curve. Indifference curve represents the consumer's behavior when he is interested in the consumption of different combinations of the different goods, right? So here when consumer chooses the combinations of the goods for the satisfaction of his single want, he feels that every combination of the goods gives him equal level of satisfaction, right? As every combination is giving equal level of satisfaction, consumer will be indifferent. Based on this situation, a curve is drawn that is called indifference curve. Indifference curve slopes downwards to the right. For example, I am showing you the map of indifference curves diagram. Indifference curve slopes downwards to the right. This slope is called negative slope. Then why it has a negative slope is to be understood. The important reason for the negative slope of indifference curve is diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Right? First of all, we have to understand what is marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of substitution means the rate at which a commodity is exchanged for the other one. Here in general, consumer always concentrates on marginal utility that he is deriving from any commodity. While choosing these commodities, he concentrates on marginal utility, whether X is giving more marginal utility or Y is giving more marginal utility. For example, it is assumed that X is giving more marginal utility than Y. Then he substitutes X for Y. Or some other times what happens? If he feels that Y is giving more marginal utility, means he substitutes Y for X. Right? So the rate at which X is substituted for Y or Y is substituted for X is called marginal rate of substitution. Right? The diminishing marginal rate of substitution is the main reason for negative slope of indifference curve. That can be understood with the help of this table. This table shows marginal rate of substitution of X for Y. Here you see first column shows combinations of the two goods, namely X and Y. Here X goods 1 to 5, Y goods 15, 11, 8, 6, 5. In first combination, one X unit is there, 15 Y units are there. In second combination, he increased one more X unit and decreased 4 units of Y. Why? Because here the diminishing marginal, the law of diminishing marginal utility is applicable. According to it, when a quantity of commodity increases with a person, marginal utility decreases. Here he has 15 units of Y and 1 unit of X. Naturally, he gets more satisfaction from X and less satisfaction from Y. That is why consumer is willing to lose some Y units in order to get one extra unit of X. So in the second combination, there are 2 X units and 11 Y units. So in order to get one extra unit of X, he is losing 4 units of Y. So the ratio, marginal rate of substitution of X for Y is 4:1. Then coming to third combination, 3 units of X, 8 units of Y. So in order to get one extra unit of X, consumer is ready to lose 3 units of Y. In fourth combination, he is losing 2 units of Y. Fifth combination, he is losing 1 unit of Y. So whatever he is willing to lose Y units, he is coming down and down for every additional combination of the two goods. That is why the marginal rate of substitution of X for Y is going on diminishing. And this is the reason why the indifference curve slopes downwards to the right. This can also be understood with the help of this simple diagram. In this diagram, on x-axis X goods are taken, y-axis Y goods are taken. Here it is the IC curve, right? Here this line shows the units of Y and this line shows units of X, right? SA units of Y, SB units of X. So the gap between SB is smaller than the gap between SA. Means in order to get SB units of X, he is ready to lose SA units of Y. Here is you see SB X units, SA Y units. So the gap is small, that is why it is assumed that 1 unit of X. Here the SA gap is wide, So it is assumed that 4 units of y. In order to get 1 extra unit of x, consumer is losing 4 units of y. Then whatever he is willing to lose y units for getting extra unit of x is going on diminishing. This is the reason why indifference curve slopes downwards to the right. And this indifference curve represents only one income level of the consumer. Why? Because income of the consumer will not remain the same. It will change year by year. Sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases, right? So for different levels of the income of the consumer, these indifference curves are drawn, right? If all indifference curves representing the all levels of income of a consumer, it is called indifference map. So tomorrow we will try to understand what is indifference map and what are the properties of indifference curves, right? Thank you for watching this video.